All right, hey everybody. I am Ryan Doyle. This is Burger Table. We are back with Sean for Sean. How you feeling, man?
I feel great. I feel energized. There's nothing that gets me going like talking about role-playing games at length.
Me neither. That's why I created this show. It does okay numbers, and the people who like it love it. But woo, there's like the algorithm loves other things better. Like your shorts, man. You are newer to YouTube, but you're following that TikTok recipe, man. You're crushing it out there.
Thanks. I actually haven't looked at my numbers in a little while. I know on TikTok things are like I had a hit recently, but like it's been rough out there. That's why I kind of thinking about moving to YouTube.
Well, there's a lot of overlap in that Venn diagram. I think YouTube noticed that, and yeah, TikTok is an interesting platform to be, putting any weight, any of your weight on,
Yeah,
because things
yeah,
are weird right now.
yeah, and it ain't the same. Something
Yeah,
changed. There's like it's kind of like mutated, I feel.
and there's no shining light. No one lit a beacon that we could all congregate. Like there's no. I mean, I'm pretty happy with YouTube in comparison with everything else, but like Twitter died and they're trying to kill TikTok, and it's like, okay, where isn't is there no new thing? Are we done with the internet? Are we gonna all go outside and
Oh
like
yeah.
I'm down,
What a
but just
horrible
tell me.
fate.
I have to go stare at clouds again, like when I was a child. Like, wait a minute, maybe we should
Could
do
be
that.
so. Could be so. It actually is a lovely day out today. Maybe I'll do my session prep outside.
Nice,
I
nice.
feel like in school and it was like nearing spring and summer and it was like the end of the year and you'd be like, "Can we have class outside?"
It is that time of year. The sap is rising. I can feel the
Yeah.
pollen in the back of my throat.
Oh yeah.
Apologies for the sound quality, ladies and gentlemen. The secrets of the night market we got to talk about again because it's looks awesome. I mean, I don't have direct experience of it because it is technically still on Kickstarter as we
Yes.
are recording this, and you guys did phenomenal. Real fun looking adventure. A lot of cool details. You got some tables in there, and
I
that's
sure do. I've
that's
got
my
my
vibe.
merchant generator.
Just the concept of the adventurable storytelling aspects interjected into the otherwise rather boring bookkeeping shopkeeping episode,
Yeah.
which half the time I'll just punt, be like, all right, just deal with that stuff between sessions. I trust you to count gold pieces correctly or whatever. Sell it. Like making that fun, making that cool is like the heart. It's like you get it. That's the heart of all of this. So what a thing to set out to do, and what an achievement to have successfully done it so well. So everybody go check that out down below. Secrets of the Night Market. Let's cook up a character. Well, what are you prepping today? What's the
Today
next
I
system on the agenda? Yeah.
Today I am running Slugblaster.
Oh, I was secretly
Yeah.
hoping you would say that.
Today I'm running Slug Blaster. The crew has a choice. They've got a job offer from a kind of like shady black market organization that wants them to do a delivery, and one of their rival crews has extended them an olive branch and said like, "Hey, we're going to a competition. You can It'll make us look good if it looks like we have like a farm team. So if you want to come to this competition as sort of like our junior, like our B team, and go do the exhibition, it's like, potential exposure, but also you sort of have to like humble yourselves to your rival crew who are more successful than you, or you have to do this kind of shady job, or maybe they'll try and do both. I love when players get ambitious.
Oh, that is so juicy. I love stuff like that where, yeah, you can come, but there's clearly a hierarchical structure and
Hmm.
you're at the bottom of it.
Hmm.
Especially with like rival group, right? It's not
Right.
just
No,
like, oh, you're
nothing will make them hungrier. They'll be like, we gotta show them up. Like,
I will not sleep until we tear them down to our level. Not rise to theirs. No.
yeah.
um okay, so this it may be a stretch, so maybe we it's up to you, player's choice, if we will or we won't. This is the Game Master's Compendium of Explosive Creation, which is fairly, and by fairly I mean very medieval fantasy, low or high magic coded. But a little tweaking here and there can get us to like radical intergalactic or interplanar skateboarding dudes
Yeah,
and
we'll
dudettes.
see. If it's if it's possible, I might do it. If I see my way into it, we'll see. It's
We'll
like
see.
that's the beauty of the random table. So the table will tell me what it wants.
So you may choose an archetype, which is like a background, or you can roll a D100.
Why would I ever choose when I could roll? Uh, let's see what we got. We got a 59. She's gonna put me at a
59.
laborer.
Laborer. The humble laborer. Cool. I'm going to ask you to roll a fistful of dice. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20. One of each, except for
Yeah,
the tens on the D100.
which I've already used.
We get that out of the
All
way.
right, got him. Where do we start?
We start with what is our motivation? A theater major would appreciate that. A theater background. Drives, dreams, aspirations is our D20.
All right,
What you
so we
get
got
on it?
17 to uncover magical labor saving items and methods. This might actually work because the competition in my Slugblaster game is being sponsored by a mining company, like a
Ooh.
space mining company. So there could be theoretically a like a blue collar miner. It's like a mining company that it's like Carhartt. They like became trendy overnight, and they don't know. They're like it's a bunch of beige wearing dads who don't know what to do with the fact that teenagers are like buying their mining equipment so they can salvage it for parts and like circuit bend it into into slug blasting gear. Uh, but we could definitely have a laborer who wants to uncover magical labor saving items and methods, who thinks that maybe these kids who are engineering these mining devices might have something to them. They might be they're like overcharging them, and they're like getting them to function past their normal limits. Maybe there's something to be learned from these folks, from these crazy kids.
Oh man, I love that. It's like Carhartt. It's like the Stanley mug. It's just like I don't know. We've just been doing the same thing for 80 years, but all of a sudden we're cool, and I am uncomfortable with this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so like I guess we'll host a competition with a huge cash prize. Kids like money, right?
We're creeping into NPC dad energy territory, but our D12 is a catalyst to call to adventure. So
All
why are we
right.
no longer a laborer? Unless perhaps we still are.
Uh, 6, a coworker quit to become an adventurer. Ooh, uh, that's interesting. Uh, could be uh, could either be like a literal coworker, like went solo, uh, either to ooh, or if it is a dad, like maybe their kid like became a slug blaster. Uh,
Uh,
I wonder if maybe it was like a kind of a blue collar family like situation. It's like I work in the asteroid mines. My daughter, you will also work in the asteroid mines. And she was like, "Hell no, Dad! I'm slug blasting." uh, and
oh, and
and
as like
maybe
a
is doing good enough that she's at the competition, and maybe he's there to support her. Uh, and maybe he yeah, that would also sort of play a contrast to some of the PC's families who are not supportive of their slug blasting activities.
And just the erstwhile father figure trying so hard to relate to their angsty slug blasting teenage daughter,
Yeah.
which is totally not what she's looking for at all.
Yeah, right, right. Like
That's ripe for
she would
drama and comedy.
she would maybe feel more rebellious if her dad wasn't interested in like, wait. So you took this mining equipment and you like overcharged it. You made it like more powerful. You can do that? Like, wait a minute, hang on. Tell me more about this. Dad, stop showing an interest in my hobbies.
No, this is my thing, and it's much
Yeah,
better if you hate it and think I'm bad
actually,
for doing it.
that is great. That is really good. This character is a 100% showing up in my Sluglaster game tonight. It's like dad who's like trying to support his daughter, but his daughter's like, ah, this is supposed to be my rebellion. Like,
It's
why are you doing this to me?
it's a perfect dark mirror to like, oh, I wish like our parents are on our case, man. They're on my back because I'm slug blasted. It's like that's the better option. um D8 potential growth character arc. I don't know if our dad minor is gonna be on
Yeah.
screen for long enough to get one of these, but what are we working with?
Uh, Purely utilitarian view to valuing beauty and virtue. That's perfect.
Wow. Wow.
Is it all yeah, all right now, perhaps all he cares about is like getting his uh getting his daughter to like show him how she does what she does with like the mining equipment. Like how can you do that? Like how can we like uh or maybe even like even believing like hey you're I'm so supportive of this because you're honing your skills for an eventual mining career. Like this is good, like this is going to be great. You'll probably get scouted. You won't be a miner anymore. Maybe they'll bring you in and like pay for your schooling and make you an engineer, right? Wouldn't that be cool? To maybe like seeing his daughter like perform at the competition, like see her like do tricks and like maybe start to see like, oh, wait a minute, like she's kind of expressing herself through this, like, and maybe the kids in the party could help him with that as well if he's like, uh, maybe if he sees it as like his daughter by rebelling right and going into this sort of circuit bending DIY engineer like slug blasting hobby, it's been like, oh, okay, cool, this is basically more job training, this is vocational training by another name, and that's maybe what his daughter objects to. It's like, no, this is me breaking away. Like, not everything is about mining, Dad.
The children crave the mines.
Yes, exactly. It's like you obviously yearn for the mines. Look at you. You're working with all this mining equipment.
Man,
To valuing beauty and virtue.
that is a poignant moment too of like he thinks she's showing interest in his passion vocation, and then it's woefully wrong in some ways. I just yeah. Oh, love it. So if this were an NPC, I always give everyone permission to like, you can be done if you're done. If this has done its job, then like awesome. Go enjoy your day. Um, but the D4 is going to give us a friendly faction, someone our laborer is associated with, a member of,
Oh yeah, great.
in
Yeah,
good
I
standing
never
with.
say no to a friendly faction. We got the Hands of the Harvest, itinerant farm workers exchanging useful knowledge. Now that is interesting. There is a there is an extant faction in Slug Blaster called the Arborists
Hmm.
that do something like pretty similar to that. They're all about spreading knowledge throughout the multiverse, and their symbol is like I think it is a fruit tree. Uh, This could either be like a sect or a part. The Hands of the Harvest could definitely be like a sect of the arborists. That maybe like I wonder, something makes me feel like the mining company and the Hands of the Harvest don't necessarily see eye to eye. I feel like the Hands of the Harvest maybe see the mining company as like a little too extractionist.
Mm,
So it's possible maybe the Hands of the Harvest are trying to like it's they could be trying to recruit either his daughter, or maybe trying to like maybe they're trying to poach this this character, this the dad. Maybe they're trying to poach him from Hardecker, and they're being all friendly because they're secretly doing corporate espionage.
that's great. I just had this flash of like maybe this guy is the catalyst for the mining company to be hosting this competition in the first place. His
That's
daughter got
really good.
involved. He goes up, to whatever the middle management is like, these kids are doing cool stuff with our gear. We might learn a thing or two. Also, it might help quarterly the share price if
Yeah, right.
the kids think we're cool and they put on this event, and like I don't know if a slug blasting competition would be like catered right, if there's like
Oh,
concessions, but
oh
like I
yeah.
don't know, there's probably food there if these guys are you know trying to get an in, right, even if this isn't their typical gig. If we're doing corporate espionage, maybe we're making apple slices of
Yeah,
the
true,
forbidden
true.
fruit or whatever the case is.
I actually do think that the arborists that I told them where the competition was last session. I'll have to double check, but I do think it's the same like lane that the arborist headquarters is at. So
Hmm.
so yeah, I love the idea that they're running concessions, and I especially love the idea that this competition was this character's idea. And uh and maybe there's like a little bit of tension between the arborists and the mining company, but ultimately like they're coming together, they're collaborating on this, uh but I wonder if they have an ulterior motive. That's what I said. I was talking earlier about like the sort of direction I usually go on is like, oh yeah, there's corporate espionage. There's like a secret ulterior motive. There's like but maybe there isn't. Maybe they're just working together. Maybe they're just it's always a stretch for me to be like, what if they're just friendly, actually? What if they're
What if
just
it's just
nice?
chill? Yeah, where's the dramatic
But
tension in
he's
that? I mean,
cool.
they could be recruiting, right? Like you show up, you
Oh
roll up with the
yeah.
food truck and be like, tired of these corpo minor jerks? Like, come get some fresh air with us.
Yeah, totally.
Good honest labor. Spread the word. And just this like, yeah, I just keep getting flashes of like the daughter just like mortified in the corner
Oh,
where like
totally.
this is like the funhouse mirror version of everything she wants just being
Yeah.
usurped by her uncool dad's business.
Yeah. 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 the like I wonder how he got like I guess he probably maybe he even pressured her to like do this competition in the first place. Maybe she was like, I'm not gonna go to your mining company's tournament. Like, I'm not, that's not what I want. But maybe he like kind of pressured her into doing it. And now she's sort of here, like, she doesn't really want to be here doing this. But like, now that she's here, she's going to skate her heart out, man.
Yes, yes.
Or maybe she's planning to sabotage. Who knows? We'll find
It's always
out.
sabotage.
Sabotage.
What's this over here? Sabotage. D6, asset ally, a friendly NPC.
More friends.
More friends.
Always good for me to add a friend. Uh we've
In
got
order to sabotage you
two.
later.
Yeah, right. We got Adak Oyize, cheerful innkeeper who accepts work for stay and meals for those light on coin. Oh, that's nice. I like this person. Yeah, this is great. This is like yeah, lots of people are coming in from out of town. They're coming in from other worlds. I think having someone who is like hospitable, who gives people a place to stay. Uh, I wonder what kind of work this person needs done. Ooh, so another thing about this world where this is taking place is that it's haunted by ghosts.
Hmm.
So maybe like it's like, hey, if you do an exorcism for me, like if you do some like help me get rid of some ghosts, like as long as you clear the ghosts out of the room, you can stay in it, basically. You can stay in any room that you clear the ghosts out of. Uh, that would be great.
I love having little like side quests like that in my back pocket when the PCs inevitably try to negotiate, right? Especially, hey, demand is suddenly skyrocketed, right? There's an event. I'm the only tavern, and there's like usually it's only like corporate mining things, and like this is the biggest thing that's happened here in a long time. So like we're all booked up. I'll give you a room, but it costs whatever is an exorbitant price in this world. They
Yeah,
try to
and you're
negotiate.
a
It's like,
bunch of
well,
teenagers.
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
hmm
There's addicts like, I'll give you a room. It's haunted.
Yeah, there's always something for something. The negotiation you get is give and take. Um, okay, this might require the most work from us, but a D10 is going to give us like a like trinket or a magic item.
Oh, great. I've got a 3. The copper cuff of endurance can remove a degree of exhaustion once per week. That's easy, right?
That's easy.
That's a uh, that's a mining tool. Basically, it's the fact that it's a cuff too is also sort of evocative that
Hmm.
like this mining company like gives to their workers so that they can like work like 24 hours a day so they could work uh like overtime basically uh like it's like probably full of like stimulants, right?
Yeah, it's like a stim
And
pack.
yeah, exactly, right. And it must like harvest from like the ambient atmosphere like and synthesize like a stimulant. I feel like a slug blaster would go crazy for that. Like if you turn that, because imagine turning that into like I could see a slug blaster taking that and turning it into like a koozie for a can,
Mm.
and it'll turn anything into an energy drink. That anything that you put into it, it'll turn into like a taurine fuel, like into like a Four Loco that
Oh
will
my God.
like keep you going for 24 hours straight, no sleep.
And yeah, and
That's
there's
what
got
I
to be
would do
some
with
like
it.
adverse side effects to that.
Oh
It's
yeah,
got to be a double-edged sword.
obviously. That'll mess you up. But
Oh.
but I love the idea that it like, once a week it like harvests enough like ambient energy from the atmosphere to inject either into a person, or if you've turned it into like a cup holder into like whatever's inside it, like will supercharge it.
Because everyone has that player who's going to turn that into some sort of like production line and a
Mm-hmm.
side hustle of just like, all
Right,
right, I
right,
guess I'm
right.
making energy drinks once a week now. Oh,
Yeah, totally. The potion of sleeplessness.
um, okay. Does this give me another Slug Blaster name? Because this dad minor
Yeah,
character has
this got to be an adult name. Uh, so let's go with Bert.
perfect.
And then I don't have last names. Uh, my name bank. Ha ha.
I
Hey,
think Bert. It's like on his,
yeah,
he's wearing
totally.
like a
Name
jumpsuit
tag.
and it just says Bert. It's just like
Yeah, it just
embroidered.
says Bert. Uh, Bert.
Everybody knows Bert. You know Bert.
I got to get a nice like a blue collar feeling last name. How about Hackford?
Yes. Yes.
We got Bert Hackford, and his daughter Celia.
Hmm.
Um, uh, Probably did. Maybe she goes by Celia. Maybe she doesn't.
It's like
Celia.
CC or something like.
Sea hack.
Ooh, yes, C hack. And someone calls her Chack, and she's like, no. Ah, incredible. Okay. We are going to turn the page and go to the adventure side of things. Which is very interesting because I feel like you have an adventure, but this may
Yeah, I
be
mean,
well, let's
maybe
see.
this will go for something else.
Let's see. I'm gonna ask you to roll 4d6s, or we can just roll a d6 a few times over.
I do have a
But
big
the
pile of D6s, but I'm not. I'll do it I'll do one at a time. Our
whatever's
first
easier
result is a
is a
3.
antagonistic organization. This is a faction that aren't super big fans of us for one reason or another.
Oh, great. Oh, okay. So this is like also connected to the laborer, yeah?
Correct. Yeah. So
Oh,
if this
awesome.
were in the book, this is a two-page spread. So this is the other page.
Uh, this could still come in handy. Breakstone and Treefall, conglomerate
Hmm.
notorious for unsafe working conditions and huge profits.
It's, it's the competition. That's the
Yeah,
only people that they don't like is like they gotta get that competition, and they're just
yeah,
like that much more willing to have OSHA violations to squeeze profit out.
yeah, yeah. Uh, that's great. I like that a lot. So yeah, like a this feels to me less like a separate organization and more like a part of the larger mining like the part of the mining operation that is
Mm.
pushing for like less safe working conditions, but give those stim cuffs to everybody, like make like more money, more profit. Like they probably think this whole like slug blasting marketing thing is a waste of time. Well, we shouldn't be wasting money on this. What we should be spending our resources doing is maximizing like the minerals that we're getting from maybe this is the place for sabotage. Maybe these are the people that don't believe that there's any future in this kind of slug blasting sponsorship racket.
And I like folding the factions in because, like, of course, there's only one mining company, and like
Yeah,
these guys used to be out on their own. They got gobbled up by the mega corporate structure,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they still got their own way of doing business. Um, and yeah, and then players can interact and leverage that whichever way. That's the roots of sabotage or the reason to sabotage. Um, like it. All right, D6 again for a rival, an enemy, an NPC that stole our lunch money once, or is like the big bad of the whole campaign.
All right, we got Cornelius Grudge. Views
Mm.
workers in his mining operations as easily expendable. Yeah, this is Bert's direct supervisor. Uh, uh obviously. And is probably unhappy that like that Bert must have pitched this idea to like to the higher ups. And grudge is probably grudging over the fact that like Bert is sort of out of his place, right?
Yeah.
Now he's like if this goes well, uh Bert might get like promoted above him or something like that. Like uh he feels like maybe a natural sort of ally to the people who want to sabotage this competition. Uh like he doesn't want to see uh hit one of his underlings elevated above himself.
It does like there's some real stakes on the line for Bert here. He's like going out
Hmm.
on a limb for his family, his career's on the line.
Yeah, right. uh,
It's a rich, rich tapestry you're weaving here. D6 evocative location. See if this fits with what we got, or is this
3, we got
off?
Breadbasket Valley. Arcane harvesters and enchanted scarecrows work these fields. Uh, how can we turn this into a skate park?
Oh,
Is
easy. I mean, anything's a skate park if
the
you believe in yourself.
right? Like that's like I think That's basically like verbatim from the text of the Slug Blaster rule book. But
I
I
understand
love the idea
the
because
ethos.
like yeah, this plane, this like multiversal plane that this is taking place on is like a kind of like a verdant it is like sort of the breadbasket of the multiverse. The
Mm.
idea of like converting like farmland into the like zone of the competition is very intriguing to me. But I'm like, uh,
Well, maybe this loops back to like why are these agrarian knowledge-based faction like why are they part of this story? And like Mindco HQ is not really set up to host a thing like this.
right, right,
So
right.
they had to go somewhere to set up the half pipe. I don't know what you slug blast off of, but
Yeah, I mean, anything, right? Which is why it's like, okay, it's a farm. That has me thinking. It's like, what if, like, can you do it on the farm equipment? Maybe. Uh, but like, it has me thinking. It was like, well, what if the crops themselves are
mm,
like, uh, but
well,
it has me bending my brain to be like, okay, I have to reconceptualize what the crops are if they can be like slug blasted upon, if they could be slugged.
well,
Uh,
an arbor is basically a big old rail, right? Like if
yeah,
this is like
that's true.
a viney like vineyard sort of sitch, and it's like
Oh,
not in
vines.
season, right? Now I
Yeah.
have this like scaffold aperture sitting there unused if the vines aren't growing right now. We can grind on
Uh,
that all day.
there's also like I forget what it's called. It's like where you grow trees like on
Oh God,
these
it's like
frames.
Esplanade, but it's not. It's
Yes,
like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
yeah.
something
I'm
like
with you.
that. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Google that.
ah,
That's gonna make my brain itch
I gotta,
because I think it's like a French word. I think it's a loan word that we don't really have.
yeah. Uh, uh,
Espalier. I don't know if I've ever
it's
said it out loud
something like
either.
that. Uh, trees on frames. What is it called? Uh,
It's like on a wall. It's like wall because it's
says,
like flat. They do it to
yeah,
apple trees mostly.
yeah. It's uh,
Dang. Hey,
espalier,
espalier.
espalier, or pleach. Uh,
Ooh, bleach.
Uh, okay. Yes. So it could be that we've got like these like massive
Mm.
espalier trees like that we could grind on. Uh yeah, and
Ooh. What if?
you know what's a like a full pipe? A cornucopia.
Oh, I just said. What if a silo fell down? What if they like
Oh, it's a
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
My God, where was my head at? Yes, we just have to turn the grains or like a and a big like grain elevator too. You could get something like that.
Yes.
Yes, like a an overturned silo, trees. I love the idea of like sort of genetically modified crops so that they're like massive. So you have these
Yes.
huge trees and we got like vines and stuff. And you have a big like siloed like sawn in half turned into a half pipe and like a grain elevator that leads to a ramp for a big jump. Like yeah, I think there's a lot to play with.
And Scarecrow gives me Halloween, gives me like giant pumpkins that are hollowed out too. If we need another sort of like
Ooh, yeah, big
pipe or
like
just like weird gourd, insert weird
yeah,
gourd here, any shape you want.
massive yeah, like massive like state fair winning giant
hmm
giant gourds. Uh that's cool. And then oh yeah,
Uh,
the what is it? The enchanted scarecrows. I mean, yeah, we've already got the ghosts in this world, so like the idea that there are some ghosts that possess scarecrows to keep working on farms, that feels very appropriate to me.
yeah, what else are you gonna do if you die in debt in this corporate hellscape? um, okay, I hate to jinx it, but it's been pretty good so far. Give me that last D6. This is a thematic monster.
But a two, we got giant ants. Hey, that's big bugs, literally right in the name for Slug Blaster.
Perfect.
Industrious insects who dig vast colonies that can undermine whole villages. Okay, now we got giant ants digging tunnels.
Hmm.
That makes me think that like maybe one of the events is about like a slalom through basically an ant farm or an ant
Mm-hmm.
colony. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe there's like a giant ant colony, uh, big enough that you can like slug blast through. Part of me wants to make it like an ant farm, like this big like sort of plate glass
It's like the tree.
structure.
You got this like two-dimensional, like the
Exactly.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so that everybody can see, right?
Mm.
See inside like how everybody's getting through. And so you got to get through, you got to avoid the ants, you have to like sort of navigate this maze. That could be a cool event, a unique
That's
event for this tournament.
that's cool. I feel like maybe the mining company like genetically engineered these ants to like tunnel, and like you can't, they're not interested in whatever or unobtainium. Like they have their own, you can't control them. And it turns out
Yeah.
they're fairly dangerous as well. But this is just
Yeah.
some like experiment that they have.
They
Like
got these
R&D has been
nasty
working on this.
mandibles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're hyped on Slug Blaster, you probably grew up watching Honey I Shrunk the Kids, and you know
Yeah.
what a giant ant could look like. And then it made you cry. All right, roll a d20. Plot hook, story seed, adventure ideas, because you can never have too many of those.
That die is cocked. That's a 17. Workers are returning from the project with full purses, but empty memories, unsure what they were doing. Ooh, this is like some Severance stuff.
Oh, that's a
Uh,
yeah.
that's great. Oh man,
I,
that's
I
like
want
the
to. I love
that's
everything we did so far, and I want to throw it away so we can remake it in the form of Severance.
yeah,
Uh,
right. This is like the super NDA. Oh man,
mm,
I wonder.
mm.
Yeah, that's like this feels like something if like the players like go into the audience or like talk to the other miners. This feels like a potential hook for the future from here. Like is that like some of the people here from the mining company like are like a little loopy. They're like a little they couldn't really tell you what they do. Like, yeah, I'm mining something, I'm pretty sure. And you know they're here like they've been given like this day off, right? And they're like throwing money around, but they don't know what it is they're mining because they're under like this super NDA, where they're not even allowed to remember what they're harvesting. Because I love the idea that this is me again. I love the idea that there's a sinister undercurrent to what the mining company is harvesting. Uh, and
And it's the mining
especially,
company in this, like, yeah, they gotta be evil, or
yeah,
at least
totally.
morally gray. Like they're not the
Yes.
good guys.
Yes. And I imagine they don't want the arborists here to know like everything that they're doing. So anybody who's working on something that they wouldn't want to get out here has had their memory wiped. That's very good. Uh so there's some value, it's like super valuable resource that this mining company is harvesting that they don't want anybody to know that they're doing. And the people they're paying to do it are well compensated. But yes, they signed the super NDA, which involves I don't know some psychic creature eating your memory of of what you've done all day.
Yeah, everyone's just like in the stands with brain slugs. It's like it's my day off. Like, no, I'm
Yeah.
turned off right now. Like I don't know.
Oh, I love that. I love that you can literally like see the brain slug on them. I was like, "What's that?" And they're like, It's my NDA.
It's my NDA.
This is my
Non-disclosure.
non-disclosure uh not arthropod. That would be funny. Maybe it is, maybe it's a bug. Yeah, this is my non-disclosure arthropod.
Hey.
Hey, what's
Now,
up?
my I am so curious. Does Bert have one? Does Bert know what's going on? Is
Oh
Bert a
man.
victim or like a willing participant in this? Like, because I
That
feel
is
like we're gonna get to know,
interesting.
right?
Yeah, that would be like in terms of like making sure that's something my players interact with. I think it would be cool. Yes, if he has one. If he's like, I know I'm a minor. And maybe that's one of the reasons why his daughter's like, no way. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
remember what we were doing. Like, I'm not gonna sign my life away to that job. Uh yeah. It's like it's just part of the job. You get the bug like implanted on your brain. Like it's fine. It's not a big deal.
When
But
it's a living. When you grow up, you'll understand. And
yeah,
like
maybe
someone's smacking that off of his skull behind the bleachers or something at some point, and like he's like,
yeah.
"Oh, here, I don't have much time. Here's the deal."
uh yeah, that's great. I feel like it also might give him an extra motivation uh to sort of like his daughter like hates that he like works at
Mm,
this mining company and has this bug all the time that sort of makes him like a little more distant maybe. Uh
mm.
but if he can like if this tournament thing works out and he does like get a promotion off of it, maybe it'll take him off this job and he'll get to do something else, get the bug off, and get to spend more time with his daughter.
And do a informative data dump.
Yeah.
Shovel more coal into the players'
Yeah,
furnaces,
totally.
and like 1,000. I mean, if I was at your table, I'd be like, "All right, how can I harvest and weaponize this memory-eating insect?"
Totally. Yeah, yeah,
Now this is
yeah.
in play. I got to get one.
Literally the first time I played Slugblaster, I played it with the designer at Big Bad Con. And we encountered, I think they were psionic crocodiles, which feed on your pleasant memories. And one of the other players at the table, like, lost one of their memories. And Mikey, who was running the game, asked, like, what did you lose? And they were like, oh, it's the first time I snapped into a Slim Jim. Uh, and then someone else at the table was like, bro, that means you can experience the Slim Jim for the first time again. Like immediately we're like, we could make a business out of this. We're like, oh,
Whoa,
like we
gator
can,
farm.
yeah, where we can eat your memory of like eating your favorite snack and then give you your favorite snack for the first time again.
Man, that's deep. That's really actually very evocative. Reminds me of that XKCD where it's like, oh, everybody knows about this, which means 10,000 people a day have to learn about. Like, congratulations! Like, this is your first time finding out
Yeah.
who Darth Vader is, or whatever the dumb thing that everybody knows. So like, and also Slim Jim is the perfect like, yeah. Uh, if you can channel the Macho Man, I think you're doing
Yeah.
this game right. Oh, incredible. Okay. Anything else for Bert and this world before we literally close the book?
I feel great. I'm like, dang, my session spread.
Happy to be of service. Let's go back to the big screen. Ba-do-do-do. Sick. That was a blast. That was a slug blast. That
Hell
was a lot of
yeah.
fun. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Sean, thank you for hanging out. It was a joy. Tell the fine folks at home what's you mentioned that you're maybe dabbling into the longer form in these tumultuous times on the interwebs.
Yes, that's right.
What are you cooking up? What can people expect?
Yeah. So right now I am working on what I hope is the first video in a series about games that I'm really familiar with. Games that I've played a lot of,
Mm,
with partially as a review, but I think more importantly, and what I'm more excited about, is sort of synthesizing, analyzing the design for what we as game masters can pull from this game. So right now I'm talking about Fiasco, which
mm.
was like one of the first RPGs I ever played, and like what we can learn from it about ensemble building and character motivation, and like a dramatic irony. And things like that. So it's sort of partially like game reviews about games that I'm very familiar with, games that I've played, games that I can talk about from a place of confidence. Which I have a long list of, more than I have a long backlog of games like that. And then sort of diving deep into what we can glean from them, the lessons we can take forward, like from playing a game of Fiasco, here's how you could apply the mechanics and themes and design of Fiasco to even like Dungeons and Dragons, something like that. How it could improve your game, uh, basically to be like taking inspiration from these diverse sources.
That's very exciting. There seems like a lot of one rich territory to mine there, not to stretch this metaphor any further. Um, but yeah, we are in a golden age right now, and I think there's more cool stuff out there than ever. And the old stuff doesn't go away either. It just keeps
Yeah,
getting bigger. And I think a lot of people in the last few years have come into the hobby and are now ready to progress from my first RPG. And yeah, there's there's a lot of flip throughs, but good reviews are hard to come by. Good analyses are hard to come by because you really got to play a game a few times to really understand it at like a base level, at least in my opinion. Like
yeah.
there's a lot of games I'll hem and haw and like actively not talk about because it's like, oh, I just read that and watched a few actual plays. I don't think I have the authority as like the talking head on the internet
Right.
to like pronounce anything about this yet, other than like I think this is cool and shiny. So to
So
like talk about things
totally.
from experience is huge.
When I read a game, it's kind of like, you get practice reading games, and you can sort of tell, like, yeah, I think I'll enjoy this, or I think this might not be for me. But when you actually play it, there's always stuff that surprises you.
Mm.
And while I definitely talk about games that I've only read, like I try to like be like, I've only read this game. Here's what I thought. I am really interested in going into games that I like, that I have the experience, that I can speak from a position of relative authority, having like experienced the game. Like I've played Fiasco like a dozen times or more. Like I feel like I could talk about probably more than a dozen actually. I feel like I could talk about like how Fiasco works and what it does. Uh, it and yes, it does take time. Like the
Yes.
benefit that I have is that I have like an over a decade career of like playing a ton of different games, a backlog where I feel like I can reach back and be like, okay, so here's what I learned when I ran this game, and here are the lessons that I picked up from this that I still apply when I run games. And
I
Fiasco,
love,
I feel like, is the first one I want to do.
I'm looking forward to that a lot. Let's say someone out there wants to do what you're doing, wants to be a professional game master. Do you have any advice for them? Do you do like consulting? I know you do
I
playtesting,
do.
you do campaign advice. Do you do yeah, if someone wants to like get into that gig, perhaps not even full time, like what are the first steps? What should they be thinking about doing?
Yeah. So the first thing that you can do is I have I have two pieces of advice. One is philosophical, one is very practical. The first piece of advice is run great games consistently, which it's like, yeah, duh, but every one of those words is important. Uh, uh, Run the games have to run. They have to like actually happen.
Mm.
And great. The games they need to have your voice. They need to be your style. They need to be uh unique. They need to be like your games. Um, that's what will make them great. Uh, Games, it's the subject of this sentence. They should be games. They should be games. Play games. Games, maybe games plural. I don't know. And then
Mm.
consistently is like not only do they need to run, they need to keep running. So like just you need to be showing up every week, right? Or every other week, depending. And my practical advice, beyond just like, hey, skate better,
Yeah.
run great games consistently. My practical advice is to get a game that runs. Start off uh, with most of the seats filled. Start small,
Hmm.
like a sort of like a affordable price per seat, and fill the first one, two, or even three seats with friends of yours who be like, will you fill a seat in one of my pro games? Because a game is so much more likely to fill if it's already full, which is paradoxical, but filling the game is the fastest way to fill the game. So having two or three players already at the table is the best way to get players 4, 5, and 6 if you're doing a big table. I usually cap at 5 these days, but if you want players 4 or 5, players 1, 2, and 3 are very important. So start with some of the seats already filled, and then the one or two extra folks that you get. Uh, there will be a little bit of turnover, but keep running, run great games consistently, and you'll find people who want what you're offering.
Hmm.
And then, so run a short campaign with those, and then take those people that joined your game. They become your seat fillers for game two. And then you'll have a full table of everybody who loves what you're offering and will pay to play your game. Like they'll pay for the experience that you offer. And then you'll have a full table of that, and from there you can start expanding and be like, all right, I'm running a new game on a new day, right? And build gradually. And if you got to bring your friends back to fill seats again, I bet they'll be very happy for you to run a game for them again. And you just keep doing the same thing, and you build a clientele, you build patrons, you build people who love what you're offering. Those are my two pieces of advice.
Awesome. Very insightful on both sides of the coin. Yeah, you have to prioritize it. And yeah, that's very interesting. People are weird and kind of dumb. So and you have to account for that in a lot of things that we do. So yeah, no one wants to be the first person to sit down somehow.
Yeah, yeah,
It's I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
it's scary. It
You're
feels
way more likely to join a table where there are already folks sat down at it. So like that's the beauty of sort of building up a clientele is now like once you've built it up, the people who like love what you're offering, you can put up a game and like it won't be everybody's bag, but it'll be
mm,
somebody's bag, and the people who are like watching your space will be like, oh yeah, that's the one I want to get in on.
awesome. All right. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy and creativity. Very excited. Congratulations once again. Secrets of the Night Market. Everybody check it out. It looks dope and it crushed the Kickstarter. So
Yeah, we did great.
get it.
Very, very proud of that.
Oh, Sean, let's hang out again soon, man. Everyone at home, thanks for hanging out with us. Be kind, have fun. Bye.
Later.